So, Modern Family.
This is the first Emmy win and second nomination for Gail Mancuso. This is only the second time a woman has won the Emmy for Best Comedy Directing.
Yes. Oh my God, this is the happiest night of my life. Not only am I here to celebrate with my modern family, but my real family are here tonight. My loving husband, Brian, thank you so much. I love you so much. My kids, JR and Jeremy and Michelle, they came with me and made an amazing playlist for us to listen in the car. And on the way home, I'm telling you, we're not going to be playing any poker face, only blurred lines. Woo! Couple of shout outs to my favorite teachers. I had an 8th grade teacher, Mr. Bright, who taught me that it wasn't only about English and math, that he taught me about self-confidence. Thank you. And thank you to Mom and Dad for letting me watch all the Hitchcock I ever wanted.
I'm Dr. Tim Kitzmiller. I am a general dentist in Milford, Ohio. I've been here for 26 years now. What I love most about being a dentist is how it changes people's lives. We've had people come in that have been self-conscious for years. They'll have something done, and one guy in particular, it took him 3 years to come to grips with changing his smile. Very quiet, reserved guy, very fastidious. Came in, had the treatment done. I asked him, it went better than he thought, and he said, it just feels a little different. I go, well, what do you think when you look in the mirror? For the first time I saw this guy break, and he goes, I see fantastic. I couldn't do what I do without my staff. They're great people, they're well-intentioned people, they're good people, and they care about the office, themselves, and our patients. They're generally just happy people that care, and they'll go the extra mile. We see quite a few people for snoring and sleep apnea, looking for an alternative to CPAP. They know they have a problem, so we provide oral appliance therapy. People looking to change their smiles. We do a lot of cosmetic work, veneers, porcelain veneers. People that have kind of worn their teeth out, they're looking for some crowns, bridges, reconstruction of their bite, get them healthy again. And we do a lot of whitening procedures for people too. The reason people come in for cosmetic services is primarily there's something about themselves they want to change. Whether it's a self-esteem issue or in going out into the public, speaking, confidence in the job, just to feel better about themselves. There's something that's always bothered them, and they'd like to change it and better themselves. And in turn, once they get it done, it really is interesting how it would change almost their self-esteem, their self-image and everything. They're happier, they're more outgoing, they feel more positive about things. It's really rewarding for them. If somebody were to call me because they weren't quite sure or were somewhat tentative, we invite people in for a complimentary consultation. I'll sit down and just talk with them. You know, and if it's been a bad experience, a phobia or something like that, well, usually we'll look at them and we tell them, we call that normal. We want people to feel comfortable coming in here. We don't want them to come in and just go directly to a treatment room until all their questions are answered and they're convinced that this is the place for them and this is the guy to provide the service that I'm looking for. People can schedule appointments in our office, of course, through the phone. Contact us through our website. There's a Contact Us, Request an Appointment button on the website. Our website is cincysmiles.com, C-I-N-C-I smiles.com. Phone number is 513-248-8848.
So the floodplain is quite vast, and every year the floodplain gets flooded with the waters from the Zambezi as well as the rainfall. There is a yearly movement of the peoples in the plains. They come to the upper land, and then when the water recedes, they go back into the plains. sometimes when there's too much water, they lose their crop, or like this past season, there wasn't enough rainfall, so some of them lost their crop due to little rains. At the end of the day, everything leads to high levels of malnutrition.
When I was growing up, like, we just depended on maize in our place. Nothing mostly was done to think about the diets, because we believed that what we were cooking and what we were eating was enough for us. We used it to overcook the food, so we didn't even know how to feed our babies. As a result, they were not getting other vitamins from other crops.
It's time really for the community to start diversifying in terms of the sources of their food. In the past, fishing was their main livelihood. And recently there's been some decline in the quantities of fish. So they really need to start looking at growing now a variety of crops in order to ensure that they have got enough nutrients, proteins in particular, instead of just depending so much on the fish. We are trying to look at what we can do to reduce these high levels of malnutrition. We've been able to come up with seasonal calendars which show the variety of foodstuffs which are there throughout the year, which ones are there and the quantities that are available during the different times of the year. I think that is an important starting point for the communities to know what is available, what kind of nutritional benefits they can get from that, and then they can plan in advance for those times when there isn't enough food. So I was happy really to see that there's such wide variety, and it was a reminder to say let's not forget about certain things which might even become extinct or lost in the process.
They actually organize their own cooking demonstrations. So they would come up with recipes, or if there's one with a recipe that they know, they can actually bring it to the group and teach one another. So that has also improved on the learning and sharing from each other.
Na peile mwanje yoyo mubona ani manile kumwapea ningiyo ni musulile wana kuunga na sepa neba mwana na yalila kumufa kwa teni luli wako na kutabela kwa utwala luli handi kona tuto miape mwani pangezi nkalulo ye.
Through this program of the nutrition, brought us together. Sometimes we sit together, discuss with other women. Even men have joined the group. Yes, they now like cooking than in the past because they thought cooking was only for women.
So in the cooking demonstrations that we had in the communities there were recipes which combined a number of different ingredients, thereby enriching the dish, providing more nutrients. And the communities were so, okay, it was new to them. It was new to them. They are so used to these simple dishes. And it was good that when they tasted them, they enjoyed them. And we are hoping and we are expecting that they'll start practicing these things in their homes.
Fere fa dishi ni sweli fa ni tutepete ni kulikuna nilicho fate ni fa zesilele za matuku chole zeze inzi faze kikuna ndipate ni mundalangwe oruko panze ni manawa tuwafukuna ni mulu wafate ni wa muchelo weza kuli muchelo bakache kule banana haba uziwa fere yake.
Through the cooking demonstrations or food fairs like this one, people come together, they work together, then they achieve something together, and it really unites the community.
Nensazivu kutatera wali baby ko wali kukena ma group mo. Seruziva kutatera baby waka. bebi waka ni fumani mwateni kuti wafumana mwateni mata ni kusileza mbili wae kwa matuku.
Other communities and other villages are now taking interest to just come and see what is happening, and if they could also try it in their own communities. That way it's actually easy, because if the program wants to move to their communities, they already know what's happening, so they can easily just fit in and take up the program as they're on.
It is helping us. Even our babies have changed. The health of our babies have changed. Even the health of our husbands have changed. My dream for the future is that this program should expand, go to other villages, even other countries if it is possible.